Money follows value. So in everything you want to put your money in, when I say investing, you want to make sure that you are investing in value, things that are going to add value to yourself. Your focus should be on adding value to yourself. The mistake many people make is that they try to chase money. Or instead of chasing money, I've learned that the plan should be to chase value. And when you chase value, money will chase value. Money goes with values. They come together. It comes as a souvenir. And remember that God has great plans for us, and His plans for us are for good, and they are not of evil, to give us a future, to give us an expected end. So there is an expected end for each and every one of us. And God is dependable. God can be trusted.
In this episode of the Curious Tycoon Podcast, we welcome Cadora. That's what she calls herself. She's a chartered accountant by day, and she's a creative powerhouse always. From auditing NHS trusts to styling wardrobes and even coaching teams, Cadora blends financial precision with creative boldness through style, inspiration, content, and mentorship. She helps young people discover their value while redefining purpose-driven living. Ladies and gentlemen, join us as we explore her journey of numbers, growth, and becoming your authentic self. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Chioma Dorothy. Hello, Chioma. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you doing? Good evening.
Good evening. Finally, we're here. How is the weather where you are? I didn't even ask where you are at the moment. What area?
I'm somewhere in Surrey.
Right. Is it hot there?
It's not hot, but it's fair. It's okay. It's
Well,
okay.
I guess you love the weather, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Lovely weather.
I do.
Right. Thank you so much for being on the Curious Tycoon podcast today. This is where we bring in interesting, extraordinary guests like yourself to share their stories, to share the impact that they are making in the world. We're basically trying to help people to learn and to grow and to adopt habits that can change their life for the better. So we're really, really grateful for having you today. But let's start from the beginning. Let's start with what drew you into accounting, and then how has your journey evolved since your university days?
Okay, well, thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be here. I would say thank you. So accounting, well, I've always been a numbers person. I've always been one that likes numbers, but not in a way that is too complex, of course. So I would say I'm a meticulous person. I'm one that is meticulous, and I'm quite analytical. Yes, so these were the things that really drew me into the world of accounting. These were the things that made me consider it as a field, like, this is something that maybe would fit me, and I love structure. So I'm meticulous and I love structure. So these were the things that really drew my attention to the world of accounting. And I would say studying accounting has been, I would say, a platform, a foundation that has just, a foundation through which I have just grown. I would say it was a stepping stone for me, although now beyond accounting, I am a lot of things. Yeah, but that was really a foundation. I've been able to get my chartered accountancy. Hopefully, I would get my ACCA, and I'm not auditing the NHS, please. But we are getting there. Yeah, I'm not an auditor of the NHS, but sometimes.
Right. I wonder where that came from then. I mean, well,
I think you're in the spirit.
You said we're getting there. That means you will be there. If it's something you want to do in the future, maybe when you're doing your own consulting, of course, you can consult for the NHS. So claim it.
I have received it already.
Receive it. Yes, you have received it. Yeah. You talked about ACCA there. So are you currently studying towards ACCA then?
I don't know why I mentioned ACCA. I was not supposed to mention that.
Yeah.
I was not supposed to mention that, but yeah, it's in the pipeline because we are no more there. We've like moved. So
Yeah,
it's just part of making progress, really. So it's a good
yeah.
thing being a chartered accountant with the Nigerian body. It's a good thing. It's a win. But when you move, you just have to move. It's not enough. The more you move, the more you know that there is more. So
I do agree with you 100%. It's something that been looking at for a while, and it's anyway. Let's not get into that topic now. Let's not get
yeah,
into the topic of talking about. You
yeah.
talked about structure there. So when you say structure, what kind of structure does accounting give you? Is it the Yeah, actually, I would say it has some structure. But what did you like about the structure in accounting? I heard that word.
Okay, so for anyone that is intentional about their finance and all of that, I just said that to mean that the context in which I meant it is that I love to plan. I'm this person that it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. There's a place of flexibility, but the part of accountants that are meticulous, that are rigid, that want to
Yeah,
be detailed to an extent, that are pessimistic
yeah,
when it comes to finance, their
yeah.
finance, handling the company's finance. Yeah,
Having
so
a
that's an
question
aspect.
in mind.
Yes, thank you. So that's an aspect that I would say that's an aspect I would say being in accounting has helped me to see it from a deeper perspective. Yeah. So that was what I meant.
So what are some of the most misunderstood aspects of being a chartered accountant?
Accountants. I think the most misunderstood aspect of in accounting of the way people see accountants are first of all, they see us as just numbers people. All we know how to do is numbers. Press calculator. All we know is numbers, numbers, numbers. But the truth is that accounting is beyond numbers. Accounting is about planning, it's about analyzing, it's about budgeting, it's about forecasting. There's a lot to accounting. There's a lot of theory in accounting beyond the numbers aspect of accounting, although the numbers form the foundation of
Yeah,
everything else that we do. But beyond the numbers, there's a lot more that we accountants, there's a lot more to do in accounting.
yeah,
Another thing that people see, another misunderstood aspect of accounting is I would say people see us as you work in a bank, you're an accountant, then you should work in a bank. Like there's just I don't know why bank. I don't really know. Maybe because the bank is a financial organization, so they deal with money.
yeah.
Maybe, but accounting is a lot.
There's more
I
that. Yeah,
feel like, yeah, there's a lot to accounting, which is why I love accounting so much. I love the fact that accounting is a very flexible course. You can be a lot in accounting. And I love the fact that you can work anywhere. It gives you that opportunity to explore various industries. So every industry needs an accountant. I think that's the most beautiful part of accounting. The fact that no matter the organization, even if it's a supermarket, as long as the supermarket is big enough to want to accommodate growth, they need an accountant. Even the churches too, everybody needs an accountant. Maybe I would tie that to people seeing chartered accounting as a peak, like, oh, you're a chartered accountant. That's it. When you tell people that you're a chartered accountant at times and they look at you like, oh my God, it's a win. Yes, it's a very big win, but there is more. It's the beginning of, it's not an end in itself. It's the beginning of a whole new journey. The more you go, the more you see how much more there is. So it's not an end beyond being a chartered accountant. There's a lot to grow into. You have to keep you have to
evolving, learning,
keep
growing.
evolving. You have to keep else you just so yeah, that's it. Even being a chartered accountant, of course I'm like, oh my God, wow. Is this it? So the more you get there, that thing that you were aiming for, and you're like, oh, if I just
The
when you
more
get
you
there,
need to
you see
learn.
that wow, you see that, oh my God, this is you just opened
Beginning.
a new book.
Yeah.
So you have
That's the
to,
beginning.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you've worked across certain sectors. You work with private firms and healthcare as well. What have been your biggest takeaways from each of the sectors that you've been in?
Well, okay, I'll just touch. For private sectors, I would say that I've learned taking out the aspect of marketing, the aspect of sales, the aspect of innovation. So irrespective of the company where you are in, irrespective of the industry where you are in, you can't rule out the place of marketing. And for some of these companies, although there are some industries where you are in and you see that there's a lot to hinge on, the energy on marketing is a lot. You see that beyond what is everything that you do is tied on how much you are able to put yourself out there, how much you're able to really market your product and push your product out there in the face of competition and all of that. And then with the healthcare sector, I would say my biggest takeaway is empathy and purpose-driven work. Since I started working in the health sector, it has just given me a whole new perspective to life in a way.
Yeah.
But generally, I would say that across all of this, one thing is common, and that is the place of communication, the place of being able to work with people, being flexible, being able to adapt. So there's that place of these soft skills are skills that you can transfer across sectors beyond your technical skills. So being able to relate with people really and communicate, and the soft skills stay irrespective of where you are. So the technical skills are important, but the soft skills are also
Also,
as
they
important.
transcend industry or company or organization. Yeah, I do agree with that. So let's try and give some advice now to younger people, right? So for young Africans navigating career choices, so what are some of the financial principles that they should prioritize early?
Okay, well, to young adults, I would say start where you are. I know that there's a lot of pressure today, especially where we are now, this 24th century. There's a lot of pressure. But I would say start where you are. And the one of the first things to learn, delay gratification. So learning delay gratification too. I know, yes, we want a lot of things. There's so much that we want, but that's the ability to hold on some things, hold on most of your wants and focus on what you need. Focus on investing in yourself, in your future, in your career, invest in those courses, invest in those relationships that are strategic to your growth, to where you want to be. Yeah, that has to be the biggest thing the biggest lesson, the biggest advice I can give to anyone who wants to be serious about their finance, because when you start now it's easier for you when you grow. But
Yeah.
when you are here and you can't manage your finances, when you grow you still won't be able to manage your finances. When you create a structure around your finances, it's easy to growth comes when you create a structure. So I would say that saving is very important. Learn to save, but don't just save, invest your money. Then to invest in the right things that you need at that point. And beyond investing your money, also invest in the right relationships.
Oh,
One
okay.
last thing, money follows value. So in everything you want to put your money in when I say investing, you want to make sure that you are investing in value, things that are going to add value to yourself. Your focus should be on adding value to yourself. The mistake many people make is that they try to chase money. Or instead of chasing money, I've learned that the plan should be to chase value. And when you chase value, money will chase value. Money goes with values. They come together. It comes as a
Yeah.
souvenir.
It's a total package. So if you add value to yourself, then automatically you're attracting money to yourself. I guess that's what you're saying, right? That's a
Yes,
nutshell.
that's what I'm trying to say.
As a summary of that statement there. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Tell us how style aspiration came about.
Well, you said it already. I my stylist back at home. I make clothes. I learned to sew when I was in university. So I think that was one of the biggest things my mom did for me. So yeah, I'm so grateful to her for that. So Style Inspiration actually started as a series on my WhatsApp status because I noticed that it was a trend. People coming into my DM to ask for styles, both clients and non-clients. It was
Mm.
so frequent, it was so recurring that I had to sit down and think, okay, why don't I create a series. It was my own strategy of saving myself from having to reply to everyone personally and replying to people in advance. When you've seen a trend that, okay, this is something that people around me, people in my contact list, this is something that they frequently request for. So I decided to create a series. And in that series, what I did then was outsource styles to inspire my audience. Style inspiration. It was actually Wednesday style inspiration. That was what it was. Wednesday style inspiration. And style inspiration was coined from style and inspiration. So the aim was to inspire with style. But then when I moved in here and I saw that it was something I had in mind even when I was back home, but I didn't implement it. But when I came here and the whole scope, I couldn't really sew. I've still not started sewing up until now. But I our audience now. My audience to with style, really inspiring them with style, everything style, clothing style. Yeah. So that's what style inspiration is.
So what does personal presentation mean to you? And how can young professionals use fashion as a form of empowerment?
Okay, when I hear of personal presentation, what I hear is style. Like I said earlier, it's your style, it's the way you want to be seen, it's the way you want to be addressed. It's like I would say it's how you introduce yourself without saying a word, without making a statement. So personal presentation really is about showing up how you want to be seen, how you want to be addressed, showing up feeling confident in yourself, feeling confident, like not because at the end of the day, style differs. Some people are loud, some people are minimalists. But in all of this, you want to show up confident. You want to be confident knowing that yes, this is how I want to be seen, this is how I want to be addressed. So I would say the greatest empowerment is that confidence that you exude, knowing that you are showing up
That is good.
your best per time, your best per time, per season, per location in that moment. I would say that confidence has a lot to do. That confidence is everything for me. So to me, my aim really with style inspiration and also tying it to this question is really removing that limiting mindset that, oh, I need to have a lot of money to be able to show up confidently, to be able to show up looking presentable, to be able to show up, really debunking that mindset, really debunking that. It's not about how much you have in your pockets. It's about how you want to be seen, how you want to be addressed. Yeah, so self-presentation is really telling people how they should address you. So when you look good, it affects everything. It tells people how to address you. It tells people how to treat you and all of that.
In your lessons from the My 20 series, which is quite interesting there, you share some deeply reflective moments in that series. So, out of all the moments that you shared, what has been the most transformative lesson so far that you think has had the most impact?
Okay, lessons from my teens. It's a series where particularly to the younger generations, but that doesn't mean those within my age range and a little above cannot learn a thing or two from it. It's a series where I share lessons, I share truths, I share wisdom, strictly based on from the lens of scripture to inspire my audience, to edify my audience, and to inspire growth, to inspire my audience to growth and to progress. So the biggest lesson, the biggest series, the way the scope through which I share it is not like, oh, lesson one, lesson two. It's not really in that sense. But I would say so the biggest lesson has to be God,
That's
getting to know
beautiful.
God, and yeah. So
That is beautiful, honestly. Really, really beautiful. We're going to talk about your faith, later on, but I'll leave that to later just because I want people to watch that side and, we're going to focus a bit more. But for now, let's talk about your coaching and impact. You're also, a volunteer coach, right? So what recurring challenges do you see among today's teens?
okay, I would say the most recurring challenge is the pressure to fit in, the pressure to have it all figured out. You see teenagers at 18 They feel like I need to do this. I need to like that thing I said earlier of delay gratification. It's not so
Yeah.
common among teenagers today. It's not like in our time.
Yeah, I mean,
You see,
in our time, to be fair, in our time, it was still bad. Let's be honest.
it was bad,
Probably
but
gotten
it's
worse
getting
now,
worse.
anyway.
Exactly, that's my point. It's in our time it was bad, but it's getting worse. So I would say it's that pressure to fit in, that pressure to, and I understand because of the place of the social media, this is social media age, there's a lot of pressure out there. There's a lot of things, and there are a lot of options, truth be told. There are a lot of options which are not the right options per se, but these options present themselves every day and we see it in our faces. So that's like the biggest challenge I see among teenagers today. The challenge of staying put, the challenge of through the process.
Yeah.
That process is a very big challenge. That process, like we want to, the way TikTok is that social media platform where you just see 1 minute video, 1 minute video. TikTok is the easiest platform to build on today. It's so difficult to build on YouTube. I think YouTube is the most difficult to build on because in YouTube you see like 1 hour video. Who wants to sit down to watch 1 hour video, please? Do you get? But TikTok, you just see 1 minute, 2 minutes. Is that quick? Anything quick with trends in this generation. So that's the ability to wait. The ability to wait and not just waiting, but waiting and doing what you are supposed to be doing while you wait. Because if you are waiting and not doing anything, then you are
There's
just
no
being
need.
stagnant. Exactly, you are just being stagnant. But waiting and actually putting in the work. Putting in the work, putting in the needed work while you wait, and waiting enough to reap the harvest. You know how the Bible says, Genesis 2, there is a time for everything. There's a season for everything. There's a time to plant and there's a time to harvest. We want to just harvest without planting. That's the thing with teenagers today. They want to harvest. They don't want to plant. They don't want to wait to plant and incubate what they have in them. That's it. And another biggest challenge is still tied to what I said about social media is the place of relationships. If there is one advice that I would give to anybody that come my way today, is to invest in having the right people, is to be super intentional about surrounding yourself with the right people, because we become what we feed our minds with. And one of the ways that we feed our minds is by the people that we surround ourselves with, is by the people that we allow to influence our lives, to influence us. So when we surround ourselves with the right influence, it's easier to ward off all of the pressure that the world is pouring on us. When you have the right influence around you, when you have the people around you giving you the right advice, modeling the right things to you. Because at the end of the day, we are relational beings and we want to fit in. That's the truth. We want to fit in. So when we are surrounded by people, when you surround yourself with, you know how our parents would tell us back then that choose your friends, so don't let your friends choose you. I remember my mom used to tell me that, and then I would be like, so if everybody now choose their friends, and the friends, like if I choose my friend, how
And the
did I
friends
know?
don't
If
choose you.
everybody choose their friends, who will now choose the ones that I don't know? It
Yeah.
was just it's a nice to think about it. Don't let your friends, you don't listen. So if I now choose my friend and the friend does not choose me, how are we going to be friends? And that place, and when I grew up, I understood the context in which they meant those things that they said. Don't just go with people. Be
Anybody, yeah.
intentional. Intentionally scan the people that you want around you. And they used to tell us then to go with the smart people. Those that are smart, those that are intelligent, those that are top in class. Why? They know it's that place of influence. When you are with people that read a lot, you will tend to want to read. Even if you are not a reading person, once in a while, because you want to fit in, once in a while, you will still open your book because you want to fit in. And that's the thing about surrounding yourself with the right people that look like what you want to look like, people that have the same value system that you want to model. So if you are a Christian, for example, and you are surrounding yourself with people that go to parties, people that go to non-believers, really, people that do these things that you don't want to do, chances are it will be more difficult to be a Christian. But when you're a Christian and you're surrounding yourself with people that meet to study the Bible, to pray, to discuss the Word of God, I mean, how will you not grow? Do you get? So there's that place of influence, there's that place of relationships. So if there is one advice, one thing I'm going to tell any teenager that comes my way is relationships, because your relationship will make you, your relationship will marry you. It really depends on how you want it to go.
You navigate
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I like that. And again, for the young people that may be watching this video, I'm wondering what kind of people do I have around me?
Yeah, it's something to look into. It's something to really sit down and look at. What are the kind of people that do they look like? What are they? Are we heading in the same direction?
Yeah,
Because you can't say, "Oh, I'm heading here," and everyone you're surrounding yourself with is heading here. It can't be.
going. Yeah. So
Exactly.
I just want for you watching us, just evaluate. Use this opportunity to evaluate who you're with, right? And try and walk around it. Ensure that you guys believe in the same thing and that you're going the same way. Otherwise, there's no point for that. But just moving on, how do you balance structure from your finance side with the empathy that is required in mentorship?
Okay, be intentional with my finance and to be organized with my finance. And aside my background in accounting, I also have life lessons, money lessons. So this has helped me to be intentional and plan. But then mentorship requires empathy. It's a
Yeah,
place of the heart. So, and that's something that comes naturally to me, honestly. So it's really about knowing how to balance things up. It's really
yeah,
about creating a balance. It's really about creating a balance. It's all about balance, really.
yeah, yeah,
So in mentorship, you have to be able to understand people, understand their intents. There's a place of understanding their intents, understanding how far you've come with this person or where they are going. So there's a place of discernment, there's a place of empathy, there's a
Mm,
place of wisdom.
mm.
So
Yeah,
it's a
awesome.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, just if you can look into the camera now, just as we're headed to the home stretch, if you can look into the camera and advise,
Have I been
you
looking
know,
into the camera?
I don't know where you can look. No, you have been. No, actually, I use those words because I want to buttress the importance of this question. What advice would you give to teens that are struggling with self-worth or direction? What advice would you give to them?
Okay, so every teenager that is struggling, because I'm using the system, I don't even know if I'm looking where I should look.
Yeah, just look in your camera.
Okay, I would say first of all, breathe, take a deep breath, take it easy. You don't have to have it all figured out in the moment. Many times we learn as we go. Life is a journey and life is a process. Many times we don't have a full picture, but just keep going and make sure that you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Don't pressure yourself. I'm going to tie it again to what I said earlier on. Focus on surrounding yourself with the right people. Focus on doing what you should be doing now to become what you want to be tomorrow. And then in the place of for the place of self-worth, your worth is tied to God. Knowing yourself is in knowing God. God. The more you know God, the more you know yourself, the more you see yourself in God. Because at the end of the day, there is no one can define you more than the one who made you, more than the one who chose your existence, who decided on your existence and defined your definition. So yes, we want to grow, we want to increase. I understand that pressure. I understand that pressure to figure it out, but many times you will not have it all figured out. It just keeps unveiling as you go, as you trust God, as you look up to God, and as you do what you should be doing per time and per season. So refuse to pressure yourself and no allow make anybody pressure you.
Don't allow make anybody pressure you. Beautiful. You call yourself a God girl. How has faith shaped your outlook and your career path?
Well, I would say that it's my f- I see I try to see things from the lens of scripture, from the lens of God. So I try to see every stage in my life as I tie them together, like it's not separate. So my outlook to life when I'm doing something, many times I try to look at, okay, how can I glorify God in this space? How can I glorify God with this thing that I'm doing? In the little things that I do, in the little actions that I make, even as I go to work, as I do the things that I do, how can I glorify God in this sphere, in this place, in this little space of mine? So yeah, so that's been it. How faith has really, I see things from the lens of scripture. From I understand that where I am now, God brought me here for this time, for this season. So my aim is always usually in my own little way how to do God's there in the way I do my things, not by calling God, blood of Jesus, and using it as an excuse to not do what you should do. No, because as believers, one thing I know is that we are ambassadors of Christ. So we are called to represent God wherever we are. Yes, it may mean that you will do things differently sometimes. It may mean that you do not fit in sometimes. It may mean that you will not be people will not really want to mingle with you
Yeah.
because you are not
Also some
really
bias.
the happening person, something like that. They can't, because there are some gists that you can't just fit into. There are some gists that you can't just fit into, but it's okay, it's fine. So it's really about putting God at the center of everything that I do. That's it. Faith and work is together.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, we we're going to be rounding up soon. Again, thank you so much, Chioma Dorothy, for. And then, just before even how did you come about the name Cadora? How did you come about that name? Obviously, I know where Dora is from, but then, Dora is probably from Dorothy, isn't it? So you just added the CA.
Well, actually, Kadora has been with me since my secondary school days. That was like my nickname. And how it came about, I have this elder brother. I have just one elder brother though. So my elder brother, he's like someone I've always looked up to. He's like my big bro. He has always been someone that I admire right from when we were kids. Um, his nickname back then in school was P dash Stan. That's Prince Stanley.
Yeah?
So because I wanted to have a nickname, I decided to use his format to form my own nickname.
Right.
So I went for C, that's for Chioma, dash Dora. But then because I was a border in secondary school. So you know the way we want to crest our name on our things. So I crested C and then I put the dash as a box, a small hyphen, Dora. And then people will be like, because it was one small something that came out where I ended the box, the hyphen if you understand what I'm trying to say. So people kept thinking it was A, and I kept saying, it's not Cadora, it's Dora, it's Dora. I kept correcting until I know borders, our names, our things.
It doesn't work. If you're correcting,
Just
it doesn't work. That one you're saying, no,
like,
that's the one they will call you.
Cadora is actually not
Just
bad
decided to
though.
go with it.
Just own it. I said, okay, I'm Cadora, yeah. So that was how Cadora came about, and it became my nickname from secondary school. And then I just used it for anything I wanted to do, my business and everything. I stick to Cadora.
Yeah, that's a nice name. That's a nice name.
Thank you.
What is one piece in your wardrobe you never give up?
I don't have that one piece, to be honest.
Really?
Because when you say you will never give up, it's the big word. Yes, I have a number of pieces that I love. I'm like, oh, but never give up is never.
So you never say never then?
Yeah, it's a very big word, because at the end of it, even if you don't want to give it up, you will grow. Some things you will outgrow it. There are things you will outgrow, and so never give up. No,
yeah, great. So what is your favorite? Do you have any favorite book on personal growth?
Yes, I do.
Right.
For some weird reasons, I can't remember the name of the book.
I'm sorry.
I need a minute to think about the name of this book. You may have to pause this video. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, let's have it. Let's have.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my biggest book on personal development, I'll say, is Atomic Habits. Yes, I love that book so much. Atomic Habits. It's one of the best book I've read on. I've read a number of good books, but I would say that one for now. For now, it's
Yeah.
Atomic Habits.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I think I've forgotten the name of the author now, but yeah, that's a good one. I know about that book.
Let me guess the name of the author.
Right,
James Clear.
Claire. Yeah, definitely,
James Clear,
definitely,
that's the name of the author. Yeah.
definitely. Right. I mean, Choma, that's really it for today. Obviously, thank you so much for coming on the channel. Just before you go, is there something that any event that's coming up, anything you want listeners to know about? Still, the floor is yours now. Just give us your final shot.
All the event that's coming up, or there's no specific events. I just have series that I run through, and that's on my channel, the Lady Cadora. So if there is anything I'm going to say as a final word for my viewers, for my listeners, is that just trust God, trust your process. At the end of the day, I don't even have it figured out myself. I'm still trying to figure out my life as I'm going. But the beautiful thing is that the more you grow, God will not give us the big picture. I heard something that said God has the full picture. He has the whole picture, but He doesn't show us the whole picture. He shows us in parts. And the more we trust Him and move in Him, the more He unveils the next step to us. And remember that God has great plans for us, and His plans for us are for good, and they are not of evil, to give us a future, to give us an expected end. So there is an expected end for each and every one of us. And God is dependable. God can be trusted with your life. Your life is not too big for God. God that created the whole universe, everything in it, with every single detail, and knows the number of hairs on your hair. What is your life that He cannot be trusted with? Your life is too small, so God can be trusted with your process. Yes, it may not look like it, and at every point when you said something about, you asked a question about how I tie my career to my faith. It's not always rosy. There are good days, there are bad days. We experience ups, we experience also we experience ups, we experience downs. We fail at some things, we succeed at some things, but in all of these things, one thing is constant: the fact that we know that we are not going on this journey alone. The fact that you know that you are not on this journey alone, and even this failure is not an end in itself. Even when you fail, when you fall, don't just fall and stand up. Don't just stand up, pick something up. So make sure that there is something that you are learning from every failure that you experience. When you experience stumbling blocks, when you fall, when you fail, when life gives you lemon, make a lemonade out of it. And in all of it, trust God. Yeah. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Choma, for coming on. Truly, I appreciate you
For having me.
Right. Thank you for joining us on this inspiring journey with Chioma, where we've seen firsthand how precision and passion can actually beautifully coexist. Remember, your spreadsheets and your style can tell the same powerful story, one of authenticity, purpose, and impact. Guys, until next time on the Curious Tycoon Podcast, keep counting what matters. Subscribe, comment, tell us what you thought about this episode today. Until next time, keep counting what matters and coloring outside the lines.
Thank you for having me.